So this is question 3c. We're finding the coordinates of the stationary point. So what we want is y dash equal to 0 to find those. Let's have a look at this function. We've got two things here that multiply together. So we're going to be using the product rule. So we're going to have f being 3x squared and g equal to x minus 1 to the power of 4. So f dash is going to be 6x and g dash is going to be, right, differentiate the inside, that's just 1, okay, the 4 comes down the front, leave the middle, and it's to the power of 3, we don't need to times it by 1, okay, and then we're going to cross multiply, and so therefore y dash equals 6x, g times f dash, so 6x times x minus 1 to the power of 4 plus 3x squared times 4, which is 12x squared, x minus 1 to the power of 3. Okay, I'm going to put that equal to 0. Now what we want to do here, looking at two things and looking at what common factors are there. Okay, so what we have got is that we've got first of all, we've got 3 x minus 1's there. We've got 4 there, so we can actually pull out x minus 1 to the power of 3 out the front. Okay, we'll just make some square brackets there. And we've also, if we look at these two things here, we can pull a 6 out the front and also an x. Okay, so what I've got left here is just 1x to the power of x minus 1. I don't need to put it in brackets. So I've got a plus in the middle and 6x is gone, so I'm left with 6x, and the whole lot of that x minus 1 to the power of 3 has been pulled to the front, so that's disappeared. Okay, so if we write, so what do we tidy out the brackets, and we've got x minus 1 and 6x, so that becomes, oh sorry, that's 2x because the 6 has been pulled out to the front. So we've got 3x minus 1 in those brackets. So what we've got here essentially is three different things. I'll do that with a highlighter. We've got this, we've got x minus 1 to the power of 3, and we've got the 3x minus 1. So we let each of those things equal 0. So let 6x equal 0. We let x minus 1 to the power of 3 equal to 0. And we let the 3x minus 1 equal 0 as well. And so we get our values: x equals 0, x equals 1, and x equals, move the minus 1 over plus 1, and we get x equals a third. So those are our three stationary points. And substitute back into the original equation, into this equation here, to find out what our y value. So if x is 0, is going to be 0 as well, because that whole thing's going to be 0. I'll just rub out some of that. So when we've got x is 0, that's going to be 0. So we're just timesing by 0. If x is 1, that bit there is going to be 0, so that's going to be 0 as well. And putting a third into that, we end up with 16 over 243. So those are our three coordinates: 0, 0, 1, 0, and a third, 16 over 243.